Nobody knows this stuff better than me.
Nobody knows more about taxes than I do and income than I do.
Nobody knows more about construction than I do.
Nobody knows more about campaign finance than I do.
I know more about drones than anybody. Nobody knows much more about technology, this type of technology, certainly, than I do.
So revenue, 770,000, the second straight quarter below $1 million. Lots of ways to look at this. You can see over at least yesterday, it closed off just about 5%. Today, we're not seeing too much movement here ahead of the open. But again, a top trending ticker on Yahoo Finance, Brad.
Yeah, the company trying to tell investors that they are well capitalized. I mean, obviously, if you are going to be losing money over the extended period of time, that's going to be coming into question at a more aggressive clip here. And this is like a pebble in the river in terms of the amount of revenue the other social media companies are able to generate here when you talk about hundreds of thousands of dollars versus billions of dollars here.
Okay, hold on to your God Bless America Bibles, everyone, because what I'm about to tell you may shock you to your very core. Truth Social, right? The social media company owned by Trump Media, which boasts around 5 million active monthly users and recorded nearly $4.1 million in revenue last year against a loss of around 58 million, is not off to the best start in 2024.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
That's right. Who would have thought a company helmed by a man who has bankrupted more businesses than he has sold steaks and uses it as nothing more than an echo chamber to send out 2 a.m. rants from the toilet seat isn't exactly turning a profit.
The best part about watching like True Social and everything go public today is how many Americans said, I'm going to buy this. I don't even know what the return is. I'm not doing it from an investment standpoint. I'm doing it to stand behind Donald Trump. I'm doing it because this is my way of getting involved in the egregiousness of what just happened. And I also think when you saw the bond kick back from $500 million down to just like, 125, there's a lot of Americans who are like, all right, I'm all in. What do I do to help? How can I help? How can I make sure this doesn't happen to him?
Not a political question about former President Trump, but actually a business about Truth Social. You've seen the stock on the move in this, I'll call it remarkable, maybe even crazy way.
Just say two words, GameStop.
GameStop. That's what you think is going on here.
It's ridiculous.
The
company has no revenue.
But do you think it could ever be a bigger business? Do you think if he wins the presidency, it becomes...
Why?
I'm asking...
Why would it be bigger? It's a scam, just like everything he's ever been involved in. Who would buy a company that literally has, I think, what does it have? $30 of revenue? How could you put a value on it?
Trump Media and Technology Group recorded losses of, wait for it, more than 300 million in just the first quarter this year. And that's against revenue of just $770,000, marking the second straight quarter where they have failed to bring in more than $1 million in revenue. And for context, by the way, Twitter regularly topped around $1 billion in revenue each quarter. That being, of course, until it was turned into a health site thanks to Elon Musk. In April, Truth Social experienced a 19% year-over-year drop in average daily active users on iOS and Android to just 113,000. Compare that to Twitter that has more than 34 million users on iOS and Android, while Threads has 3.5 million.
I don't know exactly what their compelling pitch is to advertisers at this time to make sure that they are showing investors that they can actually boost some of the revenue so that they're making more than a couple $100,000.
Yeah, the company also saying that signed contracts with the data center partner, hardware vendor to launch True Social's TV streaming
That's all money out the door.
It is money out the door.
Spent.
They're trying to win, though, over investors. We'll see whether or not it works. But again, like you're saying there, the liquidity issue, the ability to keep going. The company, though, saying, quote, sufficient working capital to fund operations for the foreseeable future.
Foreseeable.
We'll see.
All right.
Now, for anyone not drunk on the snake oil, this should raise additional questions on the multi-billion, yes with a B, dollar valuation that the company currently holds, which is after it went public and is owned by former President Donald Trump.
Tonight, Truth Social tanking. Donald Trump's shares today plunging more than 18%. The latest plunge coming amid news that the social media company is putting another 21.5 million shares up for sale. Company's bleeding money, so they want to issue more shares to raise the money. But of course, when you issue new shares, that means the already existing shares get diluted. They lose value. And the share price has already fallen by half. Trump himself has actually lost almost $3 billion since Truth Social went public less than 3 weeks ago, all on paper.
Donald Trump's social media platform, Truth Social, made its public debut on the NASDAQ yesterday. The stock price soared, reportedly powered by supporters looking to invest in the former president's business. But the platform's stock success does not seem to match its own financials. Truth Social lost $49 million last year. It also has far fewer users than any other social network that has gone public. The tech research firm SimilarWeb estimates Truth Social had about 5 million users last month. That's compared to more than 3 billion on Facebook and 2 billion on TikTok.
This company somehow still commands a market value north of $6 billion, which is the sort of market price that any other meme stock could only dream of. Which poses a question: why is the market value so high while the product itself seems to be lumbering slowly down the toilet? Could it be, and guys, I'm just spitballing here, that they potentially lied about their value? I mean, that doesn't sound like Trump, does it?
Did the president or his company ever inflate assets or revenues?
Yes.
And was that done with the president's knowledge or direction?
Everything was done with the knowledge and at the direction of Mr. Trump.
New York Attorney General Letitia James is pursuing the case.
The law is both powerful and fragile. No matter how much money you think you may have, no one is above the law.
An attorney from her office said in his opening statement that Trump illegally generated $1 billion in financial benefits from describing his finances to banks in a materially inaccurate way. An attorney for Trump responded that the financials for Trump and the Trump Organization were entirely legal. The trial comes after the judge found Trump, his adult sons, and 10 of his companies liable for fraud. The trial largely concerns the penalties they must face.
Oh, of course it does. Because we have an endless CVS-length receipt of the amount of times that Trump himself has overinflated his assets as a means to game the system. It is how he operates. So this is no surprise. Nor is it a surprise that a social media platform plagued with a mix of swaggering gun talk, typo-filled Bible scriptures, violent Biden bash in which the former president himself will repost, nonsensical conspiracy theories, and of course, more misguided memes about January 6 hostages, isn't exactly advertiser friendly.
Former President Donald Trump's Truth Social site has yet to generate any ad revenue.
Yeah, that's according to a new regulatory filing for the business. The platform's parent company, Trump Media and Technology Group, is also losing money. Truth Social is now hoping that posting exclusive content and messages from the former president could help attract users and book some ad sales.
And by the way, no amount of posting about a, quote, unified Reich, yes, the former president himself, again, posted this, will make it so.
It is normal, of course, for presidential candidates to share videos with their vision for the country. It is not normal for those videos to have references to Nazi Germany and Adolf Hitler. The Trump campaign tells us this morning that this was a video that was shared by a staffer while the former president was in court, saying that staffer missed the reference. But as of this morning, that video has not been taken down.
Former President Donald Trump sparking backlash this morning after a video posted to his social media account seemingly suggests there will be a unified Reich if he wins the 2024 election.
Donald Trump wins. What's next for America?
Those words are largely associated with Nazi Germany and Adolf Hitler's Third Reich, another name for his Nazi regime. The 30-second video features hypothetical newspaper articles of Trump celebrating a victory in November. That phrase appearing 3 times, including under the headline, "What's Next for America?" It includes references to World War I, citing German industrial strength and peace through strength. Another headline suggesting Trump would reject globalists, a phrase often used by the far right as an anti-Semitic slur. In a statement, Trump campaign's press secretary says this was not a campaign video. It was created by a random account online and reposted by a staffer who clearly did not see the word while the president was in court. But the campaign has not deleted the post, and it's not the first time Trump has used language similar to what Adolf Hitler once wrote. Just months ago, he declared immigrants are poisoning the blood of America.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done.
This morning, the Biden campaign issuing a statement saying Donald Trump is not playing games. He's telling America exactly what he intends to do if he regains power, rule as a dictator over a unified Reich.
The Biden campaign calling this a pattern, noting in their statements that the former president had dinner with a white supremacist 2 years ago, and one said that there was very fine people on both sides after the white supremacist rally in Charlottesville. We have asked the Trump campaign why this video has not been taken down. We have not heard back, Robin.
All right, Rachel, our thanks to you. Nobody seems to be reporting on it. So how about we stop beating around the bush and talk about why a company that has recorded losses of up to $327.6 million in a single quarter against revenue of just $770,000 could still have a magical mystery market cap of upwards of $6 billion. Only Trump.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram at MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.